Hey there. So it looks like Kuro is pulling out all the stops for Cartethyia, as they should. And we got two more trailers to watch and check out. And I also got the details of her kit here too and the weapon. So we're gonna see process all of that. So let's start with the combat showcase. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, animations. Oh, did they transitions between Cartethyia and Fleur de Lis seamlessly? Damn, that looks so nice, man.
This sword shall follow.
Wow, that transition was amazing, dude.
You won't escape. Purge the impure.
Do you see that? I get a feeling whenever I see Cartethia's combat in Fleur de Lis, that she kind of feels like floaty, like like a saint would fight, not exactly like beating you down. And whenever I see Fleur de Lis, if she feels more like a warrior, that she's going to punch your face in. That's the feeling those two give me, and it's very interesting how you can get two different feelings of the character in one. I know because it's basically two characters in one, but they nailed some interesting combos, or at least feelings on that.
True form revealed at last.
I also learned that her voice actor is just the same person, even though it feels like two different voices between the two. It's just the same actress. It's amazing, man. Amazing, amazing vocal range.
Chaos purified. Tides rise and
Look at that AoE, man. What the fuck?
my blade. Purge all evil.
Crazy stuff, man. Of course, we already saw. What?
Your time has long passed.
Whoa! What the fuck was that? So yeah, we already saw her kid in all the trailers and the trailer for the new region. So yeah, that was cool. Again, the feeling between the two is it's interesting. There's two different like styles of combat between Cartethyia and Fleur de Lis. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's see the Resonator showcase. What do we got? 4 minutes, holy shit.
Oh my God!
Holy dicks.
They are ready to receive your audience.
Why is she so tall, man?
It's the Blessed Maiden!
Blessed Maiden!
Please guide us again to the sensible spot!
Blessed Maiden. This is for you.
Oh, you're dead, child.
Keep away. Blessed Maiden, please stay your steps. A fool dared to profane the truth of our divinity. Let not your eyes be stained by such disgrace. Stop
Her
it!
shoes got hard to get there? Why is she always without shoes?
Blessed Maiden, why do you stop me?
Let him go. The Sentinel is no longer with us.
Must not transgress.
Oh
Stop!
shit.
Do not advance any further.
Oh shit. She's using the force. Look at the sounds. You hear that? The music?
Your time has long passed.
Such ignorance.
Barefoot.
Huh?
Mortals must follow a uniform creed, lest they descend into chaos. Mortals must seek the face of fate, lest they crumble beneath calamity. Under my guidance, Raguna will know no tears. The people shall rejoice eternal. Sacrifice and pain will be no more. Isn't a world like this wonderful?
No.
Wonderful. All I can see are plight and suffering. And you're the one to blame. I will stop you once again!
She feels so heavy whenever she talks and fights. The weight is like
Thou wish to stop me in
amazing.
such a frail state.
Damn!
All this time, much has slipped from
They went anime.
Thou didst renounce thy initiation, and the chance to ascend unto a greater being.
Fish better than horse?
Follow my path. 'Tis the sole way through
Oof, man. That transition.
The night is long. Daybreak comes at last. Cruel and harsh may reality be. It should not be cloaked in deceit. The truth will come to light.
Oh, man, I got chills.
The people will rise!
I got fucking chills, man. The music and animation went so hard. Oh, she's small again.
Your vile plan failed. Yet again.
Yeah, man, cool. Same voice actors, man. Amazing work. The different feeling of the voice. Wow. Amazing work. It was a great trailer, man. An amazing trailer. Let's check out the details of her kit. So we know she's arrow and she uses sword. And this is the new mats for ascending her. Combat rolls, main damage dealer, renew, air erosion, damage amplification, and traction. So she pulls them, she CCs them, damage amplification as well. What? That's interesting. A lot of the main DPS we've got mainly have the main damage dealer symbol of them. If they use another type of combat debuff, they have that, but damage amplification and traction. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's see. Normal attacks. Okay. The frames on these fucking gifs are always dog shit, man. Can see very well. Okay. Basic attack, Cartethyia. Deal 0 damage and inflict air erosion on a target. Summon Sword Shadow 2. Okay, it doesn't say how many attacks on the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4? I think 4. Heavy attack Cartethyia, deal arrow damage and summon Sword Shadow 1. This instant of damage is considered basic attack damage. Okay, basic attack. Both of them are basic attack damage. Mid-air attack Cartethyia. Deal arrow damage and recall all Source Shadows. This instant of damage is also considered air erosion damage. Okay, so mid-air attacks is considered air erosion damage. And they say also, not that it replaces. Okay. So there's only 2 Source Shadows? So Source Shadow 1 and Source Shadow 2? I see 3 here, so how do you summon the third one? Okay. So with Cartethyia you summon 3 shadows, and then with a mid attack you recall them all and deal air erosion damage. Okay. Resonance skill. Cartethyia. Okay, so she summoned another sword with that. Resonance skill Cartethyia, deal arrow damage and inflict air erosion on the target, summon Sword Shadow 3. This instance of damage is considered basic attack damage. Okay, so she's a basic attack damage that character. Okay. Everything so far is basic attack damage. And air erosion, obviously. So at the end of the chain, you summon 1 Sword Shadow. With a heavy attack, you summon another Sword Shadow, and then with the skill, you summon the third Sword Shadow, and then you just do a mid-air attack to recall them all. And we don't know what the recalling all the Sword Shadows does, but you also deal air erosion damage. You don't apply a stack of air erosion. The damage from the mid-air attack is considered air erosion, okay? Interesting. Resonance Liberation. Okay, she transforms and then she just does Getsuga Tensho on their asses. Yeah. So, Resonance Liberation Cartethyia. At the cost of HP, transforms into Fleur-de-Lis and enter Manifest, during which certain attacks immediately trigger air erosion damage. Trigger aero erosion damage. They don't apply aero erosion, they trigger aero erosion damage. Okay. Manifest. When it manifests, that is her Fleur-de-Lis state, she gains the following effects corresponding to the different types of Sword Shadow recalled. Oh. She gets different effects based on the types of Sword Shadow recalled. Okay. Shadow 1, certain attacks propagate the highest stacks of air erosion on targets, hits to all nearby targets. Ooh, that's interesting. So even if new little ads appear on the battlefield, you can just apply the highest stacks to all of them without having to go one by one. That's interesting. Shadow 1 is from the basic attack chain of Cartethyia. Shadow 2, the damage interval of air erosion damage is reduced and the air erosion damage taken by the target is amplified. Wow! So she self-amp. She amplifies the damage herself. That's crazy. Wow. And the intervals of the ticks of damage is reduced. So, wow, that's very interesting. Sword Shadow 2 is from a heavy attack, if I recall correctly. No, basic attack is the Sword Shadow 2. Okay. And the heavy attack is Shadow 1. Okay. So heavy attack, you propagate all the stacks. Basic attack, Shadow, you reduce the interval for the ticks of damage and amplify the, we don't know how much, but the damage of air erosion is amplified. Interesting. And Shadow 3 that is from the skill. Certain attacks stagnate the enemy, gain increased resistance to interruption. Okay, stagnate we just slow them, right? Okay. Resonance Liberation Finisher. Okay, so that's the fucking this one. Yeah. Restore HP and deal a massive amount of arrow damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Massive amount. We just gotta see the multipliers for that. Restore HP though. Well, you enter Fleur de Lis at a cost of HP, so I guess it makes sense. Forte Circuit. Fleur de Lis. There's no Forte Circuit on Cartethyia? Only Fleur de Lis? Okay. Well, at least that's what I take from this. Transform into Fleur de Lis and unlock new moves. When in Manifest, Cartethyia is able to freely transform between herself and Fleur de Lis. What? Excuse me?
Huh?
Am I stupid? I don't understand. Don't you transform into Fleur de Lis with the ult? So what I've gathered from this is that if you transform into Fleur de Lis with the Forte Circuit, you do not enter Manifest, in which you get all these effects, all these buffs. But if you enter or you become Fleur de Lis through the ult, you enter Manifest and you get all these buffs. Okay. Okay, interesting. This is the type of thing that you just gotta like test her out to feel it, because it feels a bit weird, feels a bit off to me, or maybe I'm just an idiot. So transforms to Fleur de Lis and unlocks new move when in Manifest. Okay, so when you used ult first, Cartethyia is able to freely transform between herself and Fleur de Lis. So if you transform into Fleur de Lis with the ult, you're able to transform between the two freely. Okay. Okay, 40 gauge. As Fleur de Lis attacks, restore 40 gauge. When 40 gauge is full, Resonance Liberation Finisher is available. Okay, the finisher is available when it's full. Okay. So until it's full, the finisher doesn't require energy. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Oh wow. Okay, there's different for either Cartethyia and Fleur de Lis. With Fleur de Lis, it looks like she just summons the 3 swords and stab the fuck out of their throat. And with the intro of Cartethyia, she kinda summons a sword shadow. Yeah, I see it. Okay. So, intro skill Cartethyia, deal 0 damage and inflict air erosion on the target, and summon Sword Shadow 1. Summon Shadow 1 was the one with the heavy attack. Okay. Air erosion on the target. Interesting. So far, inflicting air erosion is being done with the intro skill and the resonance skill of Cartethyia. No, the other times we see like deal air erosion damage, not inflicting a stack of air erosion. Okay. So I guess the intro skill is more important with Cartethyia than with Fleur de Lis. Fleur de Lis just deals damage. We don't know how much, but still. Inflicting air erosion on a tail and summoning 1 sword shadow seems more important to me, at least from what I can gather so far. Outer skill. What? Is there no animation? What the fuck is this? There's nothing. Okay, let's see. Deal arrow damage dealt by other active resonators in the team or to targets with negative status is amplified. Arrow damage dealt by other active resonators in the team to targets with negative status. Okay, so if the enemy is debuffed with arrow erosion or whatever, the arrow damage dealt to these enemies is amplified. The keyboard is amplified, it's not multiplied. Oh, so this means it's or it's not damage bonus. So this means it's a multiplier added to the damage already done. That's crazy. So she's also a buffer in a way. Of course, she self-amplifies before, but you're gonna be in fleur-de-lis state, so you're not gonna like switch her out of the field. But with the outer skill, she's also amplifying. We don't know how much, but still, it's an amplify. It's only for arrow damage, but who cares, man? That's interesting. She's kinda like a buffer too. That's cool. Combat guide. Oh, this is new. Didn't usually do this. Is Cartethyia so complicated that they need to give a combat guide? Gain enhancement through different sword shadows and greatly boost arrow erosion output. Inflict arrow erosion to get substantial damage boost based on the arrow erosion stacks on the target. Cartethyia may freely transform between herself and fleur-de-lis. This is cool. The free transformation between the two. There's no match restriction. That is cool. That is nice. Of course, you think that fleur-de-lis is not worth it to be in combat, but Cartethyia is the one that inflicts arrow erosion. So yeah, you need to balance them. As Cartethyia, the last stage of basic attack, heavy attack, intro skill, and resonance skills of Cartethyia will summon different sword shadows. Basic attack, heavy attack, intro skill, and resonance skill. Will summon different sword shadows. When there are sword shadows on the field, Cartethia's plunging attack will recall the sword shadows and cause additional damage based on the sword shadows recalled. Yeah, okay, that's what we saw before. So the idea is to have the 3 different sword shadows and then do a plunging attack. When Cartethia's resonance energy is full, press Resonance Liberation to transform into fleur-de-lis and obtain different bonuses effect for a certain period of time. Wow, I suck at reading, Jesus Christ. Based on the sword shadows recalled. As fleur-de-lis attacks with conviction. When conviction reaches 620 points, Resonance Liberation Blade of the Hollering Squall becomes available. So that's the finisher. So when you're on fleur-de-lis, you attack and you restore the Forte gauge. Skills. Oh, they give more details and explanation now on the skills, like you see in game. That's nice. No, we don't have to guess anymore. Yeah, this 4 attack chain dealing arrow damage. Following basic attack stage 4, inflict 1 stack of arrow erosion on target's hit and summon. I don't give a shit. Sword of Divinity, I don't know. Another sword shadow. Okay. Up to 1 sword. Okay, this is only sword 1 can only exist. This is sword 2. Can only exist once. For 20 seconds. That's a lot of seconds. That's a lot of time that the sword is going to stay on the field. That's interesting. 20 seconds, and it seems to be all the sword shadows stay for 20 seconds. That gives you plenty of time to switch characters, to well, basically do whatever you want, and do the combo in however way you want it. That's cool. Okay, basic attack 4, and then you get 1 sword shadow. Heavy attack. Consume stamina to attack the target, dealing arrow damage and summoning another sword shadow, which is sword 1, I think. It can be performed in mid-air. Okay, the same, 20 seconds and only up to 1. This instance of damage is considered basic attack damage. Okay. Mid-air attack. Release normal attack button while airborne to perform a plunging attack, dealing arrow damage. Press normal attack shortly after the plunging attack to perform basic attack stage 2. Okay, so they have a way to like make the basic attack chain faster. Casting mid-air attack recalls all sword shadows. Based on the type of numbers of sword shadows recall, perform different forms of plunging attack to obtain the corresponding fucking buffs. No, I'm not gonna read this shit. Okay, so perform different type of moves. Okay, so depending on the amount of sword shadows, the type of plunging attack changes. Maybe the animation changes a little bit. Dodge counter is a normal dodge counter. Resonance skill is Cartethyia. Okay, we haven't seen resonance skill for Fleur de Lis. Maybe it's nothing special. Attack the target, launch nearby enemies, and then plunge them into the ground, dealing aero damage and inflicting 2 stacks of aero erosion on the target's hit. This instance is considered basic attack. Wow, basic attack damage and can be performed in mid-air. Okay, so there's some kind of aerial combat here, a little bit. Following Cartethyia resonance skill, summons Sword of Virtue. Yeah, it's the Sword Shadow 3. And the same, 20 seconds. Okay, so the skill inflicts 2 stacks of erosion. Okay, 2 stacks. Resonance Liberation. Reducing HP to 50% of the max HP. Holy shit. You cut your HP to half? Damn. I thought it was like kind of 20%, a little bit. By half. Holy shit. The Cartethyia transforms into Fleur de Lis, unlocking new moves and entering the manifest state for 12 seconds. Okay, it's not the Fleur de Lis state for 12 seconds, the manifest state is only for 12 seconds. Let me perform in midair. Entering manifest clears all conviction. Conviction? Conviction is the forte gauge, okay. As Fleur de Lis, basic attack, Fleur de Lis stage 5. Oh, so the basic attack combo has 5 stages now. Okay. So basic attack 5, mid-air attack 2. So there's aerial combat 2. Resonance skill. Instantly trigger 1 instance of air erosion damage and reduce the air erosion stack on the target hit by 1. Oh. They don't inflict air erosion. They instantly trigger the damage. So that's another like instance of damage apart from the attack itself. But reduce the stack. Well, it makes sense that it reduces the stack, right? Because I think that the air erosion, like, whenever it ticks, the number of stacks reduces. So, okay. So you kinda like force a tick with that. So you can just maybe like have them trigger easily or faster. This is kind of like mind fucking me a little bit. It's kind of I don't know how to how to explain it a little bit. Ending the state will not clear resonance energy. What? Ending the state will not clear resonance energy. I don't understand this. Clear resonance energy? Like give her energy or have the energy go empty? No HP cost when HP is below 50%. Well, if you're dying, of course it's not gonna cost you anything, right? This is interesting. The kit for Fleur de Lis is interesting because it just triggers the air erosion and forces the damage to occur faster. That's cool. That's interesting. Again, this feels like that type of character that you just need to like try her to feel her out. Fleur-de-Lis attack restore conviction on hit. When conviction reaches 120, press Resonance Liberation to cast the finisher. Okay. When conviction is below 120, press Resonance Liberation to transform back into Cartethyia. Okay. When it manifests, casting Resonance Liberation as Cartethyia consumes no resonance energy. Oh. So manifest lasts for 12 seconds. So I first enter manifest by casting ult. Then I do my damage. Then I cast ult again to return to Cartethyia. And if it's within the 12 seconds, returning to Fleur-de-Lis costs no energy. Or consumes no energy. Okay. Okay. That gives a lot of freedom. How you're gonna play her. That gives you a lot of freedom how you're gonna play her. I think the tryhards pros of this game are gonna find a lot of different ways to like optimize her kit, optimize her combos, optimize her damage. I basically don't give a shit. I'm just gonna play her however I feel. However feels fun. When Fleur-de-Lis has Heart of Virtue in Manifest, okay, this is the Sword 1, I think, the buff from Sword 1. Basic attack stage 4 will generate a force field to stack tank the targets within the range. Okay, so you slow them. Stage 4 will slow them. Resistance time to interruption increases. What happened to me? Heart of Virtue removes when Manifest ends. Okay, so the buff doesn't last as long as Fleur-de-Lis lasts. It lasts as long as this Manifest lasts. So basically maximum of 12 seconds. Okay. When Fleur-de-Lis has Mandate of Divinity, this is like the buff of Sword 2. Every erosion damage is amplified by 50%. Holy fucking shit, 50%? Brother, she's crazy. 50%. Damn. Holy shit. Wow, I didn't expect so much, that much. I expected like 10, 20%, 50%, man. Holy shit, that's so much. This character is crazy. The damage interval is decreased by 50%. Oh, okay, so even reduces the interval by half. For enemies within a certain... Wow, English, please. For enemies within a certain distance from Fleur-de-Lis. So if they're close, the interval is reduced by half. It's removed when it ends, okay. Fleur-de-Lis has the power of Disco. This is the Shadow 3. When casting basic attack stage 5, mid-air attack stage 2, and enhanced heavy attack or resonance skill. Whenever they did damage, raise the erosion stacks on all nearby targets to the highest count among the targets. Okay, I can't recall the maximum stacks. I think it was 3, and with the Aero MC you get it like 6, I think. Raise the stacks on all nearby targets to the highest count among the targets. Okay. So you just make everyone like have the maximum number of stacks. With a stage 5, or basic attack stage 5, mid attack stage 2, and enhanced heavy attack or skill. Okay. Fleur-de-Lis will transform back to Cartethyia during quest dialogues. Oh, really? I want her to be like Big Mama during the quest. Oh man, that's a bit disappointing. Environmental interaction animation or using utilities. Fleur-de-Lis can walk on water. Wow, Jesus Christ. Doing so on deep waters continuously consumes stamina. Yeah, obviously. When in walking state, Fleur-de-Lis can step out of a high place and walk in mid-air by continuously... What?
Huh?
When in walking state, Fleur-de-Lis can step out of a high place and walk in mid-air by continuously consuming stamina. So she just walks on air, like, nobody's business. Not only in water, but on air too. Okay. Sure, bro. Avatar Cartethyia. Avatar. Oh, so what? Avatar? So this is like their transformation within the two? Because I see Avatar Fleur-de-Lis here. As Fleur-de-Lis, when conviction is below 120 points, press Resonance Liberation to perform basic attack Cartethyia Stage 2 and temporarily transform back to Cartethyia. Which pauses the timer of... Oh! Pauses the timer of Manifest. Oh! Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice. I thought the timer was continuing to tick, so you just had to like make all the combo fast. So it pauses the timer. That is a really nice, I will say, quality of life. I don't know, but this is really nice. So you can just like do your thing with Cartethyia, apply more stacks of Air Erosion, then go back to Fleur-de-Lis. Can be cast in mid-air, casting the skill in mid-air, perform mid-air attack Cartethyia, okay. Oh, Avatar Fleur-de-Lis. When in Manifest, casting Resonance Liberation as Cartethyia performs basic attack Fleur-de-Lis Stage 2, consumes without consuming Resonance energy, and transforms her back into Fleur-de-Lis, which consumes the timer of Manifest. Yeah, of course. So you only consume the timer of Manifest in the Fleur-de-Lis state. Can be cast in mid-air, casting this skill in mid-air, perform mid-air attack Fleur-de-Lis stage 1. Yeah, okay. This is really nice. I really like this little like detail added here. Yeah. Man, I love the details added in the whole page. They need to. I hope they do this for every character from now on. This is really nice. We see the numbers. We see the. We don't see multipliers, but we see like the amount of percentage of amplification and all of that. It's crazy. It's good. I like that. Resonance Liberation. This is the finisher. I'm not gonna read all of that. And Fleur-de-Lis is 120 from the 40 gauge. The finisher is available. Casting the finisher removes all conviction, ends Manifest too. So you just gotta do it at the end. Well, that's why it's called a finisher, right? Restore 50% of max HP. What is happening with my fucking tongue today that I can't talk? Jesus Christ. Restores 50% of max HP and then deals aero damage to a target in an area along with the strain line in front. So it's AoE and then the whole gigantic line up to the heavens. Upon hitting the target, remove all stack of aero erosion on the target. Oh, remove all stacks. Ooh. Each stack removed amplifies the damage taken by the targets by 20% up to 5 stacks. You amplify. Each stack is 20% up to 5. That shit is 100% amplification. What? Oh my god. With so much amplification, you literally explode everything if you got Chacona Rover. Because Chacona applies a lot of air erosion, she applies herself 2 stacks of air erosion, and Rover duplicates it to, or increases it to 6 stacks. So with the 3 of them, you fucking amplified 50% on the buffs before, and with the ult, you amplified like 100% of all damage taken. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Main damage dealer that self-amplifies and also amplifies the damage for all the team. This bitch is crazy, man. This bitch is crazy. Forte Circuit Tempest. Cartethyia unlocks new moves when she transforms into Fleur-de-Lis. Basic attacks. It's a 5-hit chain. Dealing aero damage and restoring conviction on hit. Okay. Mid-air attack Fleur-de-Lis. Replaced by mid-air attack Fleur-de-Lis. 3 stage. 3 attack chain. It costs stamina. It also restores conviction. Okay. So the aerial combat is up to 3 hits. Okay. While airborne, hold normal attack to cast mid-air. What? While airborne, hold normal attack to cast the stage 3 of mid-air attacks. So I don't have to do all of the chain. But even if I don't want to, I need the mid-air attack too, because I think it was shown here that... Wait, where was it? Mid-air attack fleur de lis stage 2. Like, it's useful for the buffs. So you still want to do the fucking aerial combo. Okay, it was here. So while you're in the air, hold normal attack to cast a stage 3. Follow up with basic attack shortly afterward to cast... Fuck my fucking tongue. Follow up with basic attack shortly afterward to cast basic attack fleur de lis stage 3. So you do your plunging attack, and then you follow up straight to stage 3. Okay, a way to ease up on the chain. While airborne, casting resonance skill, and there's 2 resonance skills. Resist the cycle of mid-air. Oh, so you use your skill in mid-air, you reset the mid-air chain. Ha, interesting. So it interrupts the chain. Okay, heavy attack fleur de lis. Thrust forward with a little focus strike, dealing narrow damage, restoring conviction on hit. Okay, same as with Cartethyia, this attack is considered basic attack damage. They don't say that the resonance skill of fleur de lis is also considered basic attack damage. Enhance heavy attack. While casting heavy attack, press normal attack again to cast enhanced heavy attack. Oh, when casting heavy attack, not after casting heavy attack. So you're casting the heavy attack and you pressed normal attack again to cast an enhanced heavy attack. Fall back and blast the area in a straight line in front, dealing arrow damage and restoring conviction on hit. This instance is considered basic attack damage. Follow up with basic attack after casting enhanced heavy attack to cast upward cut fleur de lis. Upward cut. So this is a different attack. Upward cut, while fleur de lis is on the ground, jump to cast this skill, dealing arrow damage and restoring conviction on hit. So with this upward cut, you just like juggle them into the air. You enter aerial combat. Okay, so it makes it easy for you to enter into aerial combat. You don't have to jump. Dodge counter fleur de lis. Press normal attack shortly after successful dodge to counter the attack, dealing arrow damage, restoring conviction. Follow up with basic attack shortly to cast basic attack fleur de lis stage 4. Okay. So another way to have a shortcut on the basic attack chain. Okay. This is a lot of fucking text, man. I'm tired. Resonance skill. So the skill of Cartethyia replaced with the skill from fleur de lis. Summon a force field near the target location and continuously pull nearby targets. Ooh, continuously pull nearby targets. That's some CC, interesting. Dealing arrow damage and restoring conviction on hit, can be cast in mid-air. Okay, so this is like the basic skill of fleur de lis. Resonance skill, blah 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 blah. So following the basic skill of fleur de lis, press resonance skill again to call down a giant sword shadow to crush an area around the target, creating a force field to pull in nearby targets. So you just spam resonance skill, right? It also pulls them in, so that's nice. Dealing arrow damage to ground targets and to ground targets. Only ground targets? No mid-air targets? Restoring conviction on hit. Follow up with basic attack shortly after to cast basic attack 3. Okay. The resonance skill enters cooldown if resonance skill blah 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 blah, or the enhanced resonance skill is not cast within a certain period of time or when switching to another resonator. Okay. So you kinda like use the basic skill, do a couple of hits, and then do it again. Okay. Pretty simple. It doesn't say that the damage is considered basic attack damage, like with Cartethyia. So Fleur de Lis, like skill damage is just skill damage, it's not basic attack damage. Intro skill. Intro for Cartethyia. Deal aero damage, inflicts 2 stack of air erosion to target's hits, summon Sword of Discord Shadow. I don't remember which one is it. The same. Shadow may exist one at a time, lasting 20 seconds. First normal attack to perform basic attack stage 2. Okay. Fleur de Lis. Transform to impale the target, dealing more damage, mastering conviction. Press normal attack shortly to enter stage 2 of basic attack. Okay. Outer skill. Aero damage dealt by the active resonator in the team other than Cartethyia or Fleur de Lis to targets with negative status is amplified by 17.5% for 20 seconds. So it's not 13 or 14 seconds like most of other outer skills, so it's more, it's 20 seconds. It's not as much as Shakona Phoebe, with their 30%, but you amplify the damage, a main DPS that amplifies the damage of the rest of the team. Not herself, because it says other than her, but still 17.5% for all the rest of the team. It's only aero damage, but still it's amplification, it's not bonus damage. This shit is crazy, man. Inherent skill. What is this? Inherent skill. I can't recall. Oh, it's the thing that you unlock when you level up, like the fucking skills that you unlock when you level them up. You have to like unlock them. Okay, so the first one is a Heartstress wishes. The healing received by all resonators other than Cartethyia, Fleur de Lis in the team is increased by 20%, and the resonance. Holy shit, my mouth! And the resistance to interruption is enhanced. If Robert Arrow is on the team, Robert Arrow additionally restores 25 wing strings upon casting Omega Storm. Talk about synergy, man. So you ult with Robert and you get 25 of their 40 cage. Wow. But the healing received by all resonators other than her. I would have liked the healing received for everyone to have increased. After all, she's the one that cuts her life in half. So she kinda like could have used the healing amplification. Well, whatever. At least you make it so that Rover can get their forte quicker, which doesn't heal either way, it just deals more damage. So well, either way, I don't care. Leave that to the theory crafters. I don't give a shit. Inherent skill. This is the second skill. Targets with 1 to 3 stacks of air erosion take 30% more damage from Cartethyia. Wow! Another amplification. Well, I don't know if this is amplification, but 30% more damage from Cartethyia and Fleur de Lis. Wow! It doesn't say up to 30%, so even if you got 1 stack of air erosion, the enemy takes 30% more damage from Cartethyia. That's crazy. Targets with more than 3 stacks of heavy erosion additionally take 10% more damage from Cartethyia Fleur de Lis for each stack. Wow! So if you have 1 to 3, you take the enemy takes 30% more. And if you got more than 3, for every stack that is past 3, it's 10% more. So up to 60% more damage. Holy shit, this character is insane. 50% damage amplification by herself. 17.5% damage amplification for the rest of the team. 20% healing increase. And up to 60% more damage for herself. This bitch is a self-buffer. She doesn't need no buffer, she doesn't need no support. She does it by herself. That shit's insane. Oh my god. Wow. Is there more? No, there's no more. Wow. Wow. This character is main damage dealer. She has CC. She self-buffs. She self-amplifies. Amplifies the team. Increases healing received by the team. This character is crazy, man. This character is broken, or at least it looks like it's fucking broken. We don't know the multiplayers or the attacks, but holy shit, they went crazy with this character. They went fucking crazy. Wow. Shall we check the weapon? Let's see, the Fire Thorn. Blah 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 blah. Base stats 412. So little base attack. Excuse me, HP. Not crit rate or crit damage. HP by 72.2%. What the fuck? 72%. Holy shit. You're not gonna tell me that Cartethyia is not going to scale us off of attack, right? Is she gonna scale off HP? Oh shit. They didn't show what she scaled off. No, it doesn't say. This kind of tells me that she's going to scale off HP. What? That's why the base attack of the sword is so low. 72% HP, man. What the fuck? That is crazy. Let's see the details. Okay. We're gonna only consider the rank 1 because who's going to like get more unless you're crazy. Max HP is increased by 12% more max HP, so it's 72% plus 12%, 84% HP. Holy shit, that is so much HP increase, man. 15 seconds after casting interest skill or basic attacks, so it doesn't say an stage of the attack, so any basic attack. Ignores 8% of the target's defense when dealing damage. What? How much broken are they trying to make this character? Main damage dealer does self buffs, self amplifies, pulls character, so she has CC, and she also ignores defense when she got her weapon. What? Brother, this shit is insane. If the target has at least one stack of air erosion, the target's damage amplifies another amplification by 20%. So if before she could amplify her damage by 50% by herself, with this shit, if the enemy has one stack, it's an amplification by 70%. 70% amplification of all her damage. What the fuck? What is happening? This shit is insane. Ignore defense. Another amplification. If she really scales off HP, it's an 84% increase of HP, which is basically a gigantic increase in damage. Oh my god, this character is so fucking broken, at least on paper, man. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm speechless. I'm really speechless. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. It's so much buff, so much ignore defense. They just need a shredder. An arrow resistant shredder, and it's over. The enemy just fucking dies. So if you got Chacon and Robert, and you just hit with Fleur de Lis, the enemy is just gonna melt. This is insane, man. This is insane. If before just Cartethyia herself was crazy, with this weapon it just goes bonkers. I can almost say that this shit is almost too much. It feels, at least on paper, feels too much. I hope that doesn't mean that the enemies are gonna get fucking harder or have more HP. That's why this character deals so much damage. After all, it's not like we need that much damage to clear content of the game. So holy shit. Wow, I'm speechless. This character is way too strong. It feels way too strong. Again, she's a main damage dealer. She benefits from air erosion damage or any buff to air erosion damage from sets, from characters. She self amplifies her damage. She amplifies the damage of the rest of the team. She has CC, so she pulls enemies in. Her weapon lets her ignore damage, and her weapon increases her HP, which it seems like it is what she's scaling off up to 84%, and she amplifies the damage even more with the weapon. This character is fucking broken. This character is broken as fuck. She's going to destroy the game. She's going to break everything. Break the meta, break ankles, and break your wallet. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I guess we just gotta see. At least of what I saw right now, this character is the definition of broken ass bitch. Truly. Insane character. I cannot understate that. Insane character. Well, I guess that's it for now. See ya.